So when it comes to learning to improvise on guitar, especially when you're new to it and you've just learned your pentatonic scales and whatnot, it can be frustrating when you're trying to figure out why you don't sound like other people when they're improvising. I remember when I was learning this stuff and I'd see videos of guys just playing unaccompanied, playing some pentatonic stuff, and it sounded really cool, it sounded very musical, and I wondered why my playing didn't sound like that because, I had learned all the shapes. I had learned how to play them in different keys. I had learned licks within those shapes, but it just didn't sound the same. Now, there's multiple reasons why that can be, and I've gone over a few of them before, whether that be targeting question notes or answer notes and things of that regard, but I think one of the most commonly looked over things is rhythm, and more specifically rhythmic awareness. So not just playing notes that are in time like quarter notes, eighth notes, triplets and all that, but knowing where the one is and where the first beat of each bar is. Because everything can be good, your timing can be good, but if you don't know where the one is, it kind of comes across in your playing. It's in the same way that you can hear someone talk about something and they're saying all the right words, they're saying all the right things, but there's just something that makes you think they might not know what they're talking about. Right, you might be thinking that right now in regards to me, but that's what it is like when someone doesn't know where the one is when they're playing. Let me show you an example. So I'll play just some pentatonic-y kind of stuff, some basic things in B minor, and I'll start off just playing with no kind of rhythmic intent, not really thinking about where my one is and all that. So this is what that would sound like. Right, what I was playing there wasn't necessarily bad, but there was no kind of beat to it, no rhythm, no rhythmic intent. Now if I do similar kind of licks, similar kind of playing, but I keep a pulse within my playing, you'll hear the difference. Right, so everything I was playing there was pretty straightforward, nothing fancy, but I was tapping my foot when I was playing and I was really thinking about the rhythm. So today I'm going to give you an exercise to help you with this. It's an exercise I give my students, and it's just going to help you keep an internal count of where you are within the bar, and it'll make your playing just sound a lot more musical eventually. So first of all, we're just going to learn the voicing of a minor chord that's going to be relevant to the exercise. Okay, and we're going to do it all in the key of B minor for now, but you can move this to any key you want. So, the way we're going to voice this minor chord is we're going to use our thumb to play the 7th fret of the low E, and then our first finger to play the top 3 strings. If you struggle with that, you can even just play the top 2. It doesn't really matter, we're just going to use this chord as like an anchor point to know where beat 1 is within the bar. And the scale we're going to use is just the minor pentatonic scale. Right, you can use whatever scale you want, but the idea is that you're not trying to use the most complicated scale or play the hardest licks in the world. We're trying to just focus on rhythm for today's lesson. So play something that's easy for you. Then we're going to get our metronome, and I've just got it set to 85 for now, which is a good tempo, and you want to make sure you have an accented first click. This is very important because this tells you where beat 1 is. So I'll get that going. Turn it up a bit. Now on the first beat of every 2 bars, I'm going to play that minor chord that we talked about before with the thumb. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. Like that. Okay, then that's 2 bars coming up, thumb. And the way I'm going to play it is I'm going to play the note on the low E string that I'm playing with my thumb, and then I'm going to just play the top 3, so you get this kind of thing. Okay, it's just a nice rhythm. Nice kind of bluesy strum. And I'm going to get that metronome going again now. And every 2 bars, I'm going to play that. Like this. 3, 4. Wait for the next bar. Just like that. Pretty straightforward. Every 2 bars. Playing that rhythm. Now here's where it gets interesting. In between those strums of that chord, I'm going to do some improvising just using my pentatonic scale. And I'm going to keep it really simple, And the idea being that every 2 bars I have to play that chord on beat 1, so I have to be very aware of where I am within the bar, otherwise I'm going to miss playing that chord and miss my beat 1. So here's an example. So I'll wait 4 beats, get a bit of a count in, play the chord, pentatonic, chord, 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 chord. Right, so you could hear every 2 bars I was playing that chord, so I had to be really aware of where I am rhythmically and even leaving myself time to get ready to play that chord again. Because if I play too late in that second bar, I'm not going to have time to switch back to that chord, so I actually would cut it off a bit early. Again, if I played too late, so I play my chord, right, see how I missed that beat? I missed that first beat that I was meant to play that chord on. So to begin with, just keep it really simple. Like I mentioned before, just playing quarter notes. Leave yourself as much time as you need to get ready for the chord. Right, so you're just learning to always come back to that chord on the first beat of every second bar. And what I suggest you do as well is try this at different tempos. You know, you can go into ChatGPT, ask for 5 different tempos between 60 and maybe 150 beats per minute, and try play at those different speeds. So if I go to a bit of a faster tempo, 140, same kind of thing. Right, because we need to be able to play at different tempos. And as well as that, you can try different keys, and you simply do that by just changing where that minor chord is. So if I wanted the key of G, I find a G note on that low E and play that minor chord there, and then do all my pentatonic stuff there. So if I had this metronome going again, doing the same exercise. And while this might not be the most exciting thing in the world right away, I mean, it sounds really good when you do that unaccompanied, when you take away that metronome, if you have that inbuilt sense of rhythm. You know, if I just choose a random key like, well, not random, I like the key of C sharp, so we're going to try that. And I just do the same kind of idea, but without that metronome going, but because I've done my practice, I have this inbuilt sense of rhythm. This is what it would sound like. And that becomes a pretty fun thing to do, so it's worth giving a shot. So hopefully that gives you something to practice and think about. Let me know how it goes for you in the comments below, or if you have any questions. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.